To speak his mind in and out of city council meetings.
But what Austin City Council member Don Zimmerman said to a group of Hispanic students ended with boos.
I'd like to ask for everyone here, including the children, when you grow up, I want to ask you to pledge to please finish school, learn a trade, a skilled trade, get a college education, start a business, do something useful, and produce something in your society so you don't have to live off others. Thank you.
Well, the group of students had just addressed the council in Spanish, asking for their continued support in after-school funding.
Councilmember Delia Garza found his comments offensive to the point that she interrupted the meeting to share her thoughts.
And I want our community to know that we do not condone what he said, and we have your back, not just the ones that are brown or black on this dais. There are other progressive members of this council that support you and understand your issues. And thank you.
This morning on KXAN News Today, we spoke with the Austin Monitor's Michael Kanan for some perspective on Zimmerman's comments.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Every time somebody who isn't 18 comes to council, there's a sort of ritual that we go through. Councilmember Gallo, District 10 Councilmember Gallo, asks them all to register to vote, to promise to register to vote, and then Councilmember Zimmerman sort of comes back with this response. This is sort of what he used, the frame of what he used is something that he said many times to many different groups of people. The context last night, however, was sort of painful, I think, for a lot of those of us in the room, and you saw the result this morning.
And you can hear that full interview at KXAN.com. We spoke with council members Sherry Gallo and Greg Kassar, who say they have heard Councilmember Zimmerman make similar comments before to young people, but they agree last night's comments were in a very different context with a very different tone.
It's not only disappointing and disheartening what he said, but it's just plain wrong. These children and their parents are some of the hardest working people in our community. They're some of the most productive members of our city, the ones that are building our buildings and paving our streets. And so the fact of the matter is, I think that the young people and their parents who came and spoke to us are much more productive than any politician on the dais, especially those that can hardly get anything passed in the budget.
We reached out to Councilmember Zimmerman for a response, and he sent us this via text. He said, quote, "On behalf of those non-subsidized taxpayers being forced out of our city by legions of special interests, I apologize for the greed and selfishness of those willing to expand city government force through the political process to maintain and increase their own subsidies at the unaffordable expense of others."